That's entertainment. You know, when you're a great fighter, a great entertainer in general, you want the person to say, when do I see that person again? When's he gonna play again? When's he gonna fight again? You know, you gotta be able, if you can't put in seats, you're gonna get fired. You know.
40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's gonna win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. And it didn't take me going to camp to know this.
Okay.
Weight game. So Israel Majimov says that if Terence Crawford bulks up, that's going to be the biggest mistake he can possibly make, and that's going to hinder him from being victorious against Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Mike Tyson reflected on his training session with Terence Crawford, stressing the importance of staying composed ahead of a massive showdown with Canelo. He noted that fighters always feel immense pressure under the spotlight, but the toughest fight is often a mental one. Tyson believes that if Crawford can keep his mind steady and not let the moment consume him, he'll be able to perform at his peak and make victory appear far more attainable.
You know, fighters, pressure, right? Pressure's not being hit. You know, everybody thinks pressure's like, get on, stay on. Pressure's the thought of being hit. And that's how they fall. The thought is, I'm not hitting that hard, but they think I am.
Right. So
It's all psychological.
Are you, when you're walking to the ring, are you noticing anything, or are you so locked in?
I see everything moving. Every person, every girl. I see everything.
Dude, your walk-ins would last longer than the fights sometimes.
Do anyone have a napkin on my towels? Because I'm sweating like a pit with one hole up here.
You sweat.
We will get you one.
You sweat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're sweating like Charles Barkley at a spelling bee.
Yeah, I'm going to be sweating pretty hard there, too.
Exactly. So, Mike, we all know you hit hard. Who was the first person that when they hit you, you was like, oh, okay, this guy hits pretty hard?
Amir Khan, a seasoned boxer who once stepped into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, recognizes a massive scale of the potential showdown between Canelo and Terence Crawford. Khan praises Canelo's greatness and vast experience, but also emphasizes Crawford's genuine punching power. With Crawford moving up in weight and adjusting well to the division, Khan views him as more dangerous than ever. He insists this fight is far from one-sided, as both men possess exceptional skills that could decide the outcome in an instant. To Khan, it's more than just another matchup. It's a clash of two elite fighters, each with the ability to change the course of the fight with a single move. While he respects Canelo's dominance at higher weight classes, he warns that Crawford's adaptability and relentless drive make this battle extremely difficult to predict.
He did that to Canelo after, so to your point, can Crawford do the same? Coming up from 54 and 47, can he, or will that, throw off the catch and shoot? I was going to catch and shoot.
We're not catching the shoot. We're not catching the shoot.
We're catching it, resetting, and getting out of this range for a minute or two.
My fight with Arrow, I came back to the corner. I had a look on my face, I guess. And my dad said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." Like, classic Sean, nothing. He said, "Sean, tell me what's wrong." I said, my legs are kind of tight. He said, "Your legs kind of tight." He looked back, looked behind him. He would always do this and look back at the other corner. I don't know why. He looked back at them.
It's a habit problem.
He said, "All right, we're not gonna use our legs so much this round." And I was thinking to myself, like, I need these legs.
I'm not trying to wear these shots.
Yeah. So to your point, when there's a feeling,
when the nervous system goes out,
where does that adjustment take place? Do you trust the adjustment? Do you implement it? So that next round I did settle down a little more. I was
lost the round.
Whatever. Hello.
I don't know what round is.
He doesn't know what round is. Pour this water on you. So we got some time until this fight. So we ain't gotta pour it all out at one time. We'll work our way up to this one.
Try to get on big guests to lead up to the fight.
Expect some more very, very big guests, and expect some very, very big things from the Puerto Rico podcast the week of Crawford versus Canelo versus Crawford takes place here. What is that? September 6th?
13th. I was just gonna say, I've been critical of the fight because I felt like it serves as a foreground to the Ali Act stuff. And
analysts have been quick to point out concerns about Crawford's age and limited experience in higher weight classes. By the time this fight could happen, he'll be 38, an age where the natural decline in athleticism becomes hard to ignore. Though he moved up to 154 pounds to face Israel Madrimov, that lone performance hasn't fully convinced critics that he's ready to trade blows with someone as established in the higher divisions as Canelo. In boxing, age isn't just a number. It affects speed, reflexes, and recovery, all of which are crucial against a relentless opponent. While Crawford's skill set remains razor-sharp, many question whether his body can still deliver with the same intensity it once did. For analysts, this clash represents the ultimate test of his career, not only in terms of technique, but also physically and mentally, given the stakes and the caliber of opposition.
Being successful, September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, when he takes on another first ballot Hall of Famer, 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed world champion, and reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford had one fight at 154. That was against Israel Madrimov, the WBA junior middleweight world champion, right? And since then, Terence Crawford has moved up now to 168 to challenge Canelo Alvarez, okay? And so prior to that, he spent 5 years at what? Welterweight. So the concern that people have for Terence Crawford, rightfully so, is that Terence Crawford will be 38 years of age 2 weeks after the fight. So he's 37, okay? Terence Crawford has one fight at 154. Prior to that, Terence Crawford has been competing, okay, since 2018 for the last 7 years at 147. Since June of 2018, he's been fighting at 147. His only fight outside of that division in the last 5 to 6 years was his fight against Israel Madrimov at 154, which he won, unanimous decision. I thought he handily won, but people thought that he struggled. Israel Madrimov is now 10 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 wins by way of knockout because he lost his last fight to Mexican superstar, WBC junior middleweight interim champion Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Crawford and his camp have repeatedly stressed the depth of their preparation. They point out that their strategy is built on avoiding the pitfalls that cost Jermell Charlo so dearly against Canelo. Crawford has made it clear he is not Charlo. His style, discipline, and ring IQ make him a very different challenge. The team's game plan centers on movement, precision, and smart pacing, recognizing that sheer power won't be enough to overcome Canelo. Instead, their focus is on frustrating him with defense and exploiting openings with sharp counters. Training has been grueling, featuring intense conditioning and sparring sessions designed to replicate Canelo's pressure and punching strength.
Team Crawford just revealed that they're currently working on making sure that the Omaha native doesn't end up like Jermell Charlo this coming September 13th when he faces Canelo Alvarez. Now this report comes from Boxing Scene, wherein it was just revealed by somebody from Crawford's camp that Terence Crawford is, quote, wary of repeating the mistake that former 154-pound champion Jermell Charlo made to a new weight limit without consideration of other factors. Boxing Scene further elaborated by saying that Crawford wants to retain his ability to fight with fluidity, maximizing the effectiveness of his power punches from both hands and ability to fight from a southpaw stance. With that said, Crawford's camp is now on full lockdown from the media or any sort of distraction up until fight week. Now, it's definitely worth considering that while it's technically
Experts and analysts have highlighted the natural risks that come with moving up in weight, noting that speed and agility often take a hit as boxers climb divisions. Terence Crawford, now stepping into heavier territory, has drawn attention after recent photos surfaced showing him looking noticeably bulkier. Still, analysts warn that such images can be deceptive, influenced by lighting and camera angles. The real concern lies beneath the surface. At his age and with added weight, can Crawford maintain the quickness that has long been his greatest weapon? Extra muscle may boost power, but it can just as easily sap endurance and reduce flexibility.
You've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's going to have to, move up. And, I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's it's okay. But when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish, I have to lean towards Canelo, but you know, Crawford's very, very, very good.
You think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great IQ in the ring, but he's very much a good mover as well. Do you feel like he's still got the legs to be maybe outmoving Canelo if he needs to?
Well, I don't know. You know, I think when we look back at Mayweather when he beat Canelo, he's a mover. Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more. You know, he kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather.